Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayet Nashtapreshva Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Hare Krishna. We're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 3, Text 31. I will read it from here because I can't see very well. It is written on the board. Good. Yes. So, we're reading from Canto 1, Chapter 3, entitled Krishna is the source of all incarnations, text 31. Yata nabasi megaugo renurva partivo nile evam drashtari drishyatvam aropitam apudibhe. Yata nabasi megaugo renurva partivo nile evam drashtari drishyatvam aropitam apudibhe. Yata nabasi megaugo renurva partivo nile evam drashtari drishyatvam aropitam abhutibhi. Yatanabasi megaugo renurva partivo nile evam drashtari drishyatvam aropitam abhutibhi. Yatanabasi megaugo renurva partivo nile evam drashtari drishyatvam aropitam abhutibhi. Mataji.
You want to try? Okay. What is this?
Yatanabasi megaugo renurva partivo nile evam drashtari drishyatvam aropitam abhutibhi. Yata, as it is. Nabasi, in the sky. Mega, Ogaha, a mass of clouds. Renuhu, dust. Va, as well as. Partivaha, muddiness. Anile, in the air. Evam, thus. Drashtari, to the seer. Drishyatvam, for the purpose of seeing. Aropitam is implied. Abudibhihi by the less intelligent person. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada Ki. Clouds and dust are carried by the air, but less intelligent persons say that the sky is cloudy and the air is dirty. Similarly, they also implant material bodily conceptions on the spirit self. Purport. It is further confirmed herein that with our material eyes and senses we cannot see the Lord, who is all spirit. We cannot even detect the spiritual spark which exists within the material body of the living being. We look to the outward covering of the body or the subtle mind of the living being, but we cannot see the spiritual spark within the body. So we have to accept the living being's presence by the presence of his gross body. Similarly, those who want to see the Lord with their present material eyes or with the material senses are advised to meditate on the gigantic external feature called the Virat Rupa. For instance, when a particular gentleman goes in his car, which can be seen very easily, we identify the car with the man within the car. When the president goes out in his particular car, we say there is the president. For the time being, we identify the car with the president. Similarly, less intelligent men who want to see the God immediately without necessary qualification are shown first the gigantic material cosmos as the form of the Lord, although the Lord is within and without. The clouds in the sky and the blue of the sky are better appreciated in this connection. Although the bluish tint of the sky and the sky itself are different, we conceive of the color of the sky as blue, but that is general conception for the layman only. Translation of the verse again. Clouds and dust are carried by the air, but less intelligent persons say that the sky is cloudy and the air is dirty. Similarly, they also implant material bodily conceptions on the spirit self. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Kshiyatapatakamanam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Pada Sahagana Ladita Shri Vishakanvitamsha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhu Behivacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktarinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. to invite me here. I'm very happy to be with all of you again. Hare Krishna. So we can see it's very interesting part of Srimad Bhagavatam. It's actually the beginning of Bhagavatam. And in this particular chapter describes how Krishna appears in innumerable forms. It is explained like waves in the river. No one can count the waves of the river. There is innumerable waves in rivers. So the Lord also appears like this. In the end of the second chapter of this particular canto, it is explained, Bhavatyesha satvina lokan ve lokabhavana lilavatara nurato devatiran radishu. That Lord appears in amongst the demigods, he appears amongst human beings, he appears amongst animals, amongst different species, just to actually to give mercy to conditioned souls and to have fun. Lord is all blissful all the time. Yes, He's Ananda. It is explained actually that his body is made of bliss, yes, of eternal, all cognizant bliss. Yes. So it's hard to imagine how can a body be composed of bliss. Yes, but this is also our nature, and therefore we want to be blissful all the time. But hardly we can be blissful for even few moments. Or we can say that our happiness in this world is conditioned by the external environment, and this is an unfortunate situation actually. And Bhagavatam teaches us how to transcend this bodily conception. As here it is explained that as clouds and dust are carried by the air, and foolish people think that cloud is dusty or the air is dusty or cloudy. But actually the air and the sky doesn't mix with these substances. And so it's always untouched by these, but just the dust is carried by the air. So this living force within the body is just carrying this dust, this whirlwind of dust, of that matter actually, which is around the soul, around the living force. So as long as we identify with this dust, as the Bible says, Shri Radha Govinda Madhava ki jai, Shri Garnita ki jai, Shri Krishna Balaram ki jai, Nitai Gaur Pramanande, Hari Hari Om. Yes. So, how it says in the Bible, dust thou art, and in dust you'll return, or something.
Something about the Bible.
Yes, it's from the Bible. Anyone knows the exact quote in English? Hare Krishna. Something like this. So, intelligent person understands that he's beyond this material whirlwind. Yes. We can see even the state, even if it's completely atheistic, recognizes reincarnation unknowingly. For example, they know that you are the same person, but your body completely changed. So they want you to issue every 5 or 10 years, I don't know how it's in France, new passport. Yes, because you have to have the picture of your new body. You already gave up this body from 10 years before, so you have to uh, present yourself um, as in your current situation. Yes, so unknowingly, even the state recognizes reincarnation. So every intelligent person can see, yes, my body is always changing, but I'm not. So um, that means that we have to um, come to the spiritual level. But of course, as we know from 15th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, that Krishna explains to Arjuna that even if one who is not trained spiritually tries to see what is going on, he's not able to. Yes, even if he's really struggling to understand. So we have to receive this knowledge through disciplic succession of saints, actually, of saints. If we don't receive this knowledge, it's impossible to understand it. So, by the mercy of Krishna and Vaishnavas and Prabhupada, we have received this highest knowledge about the spirit. And it is explained here that no one can see the Lord with the material eyes. And it's interesting because in Bhagavatam, in second canto, it is explained in Chaturshloki, Lord Krishna explains, Aham evasam evagri nanyati satyat satasatvaram parshataham yati tasya yovishashita sosmaham. What existed before creation, it was only I. And what you see now during the creation is only I. And what will remain after the dissolution of this universe will also be only I. So one would think that we can see the Lord because He's only Him. Yes, and if we have this vision, if we have this understanding, if we have this realization, it's actually Krishna. But this is not his original form. And he explains that although he is simultaneously inside, he's also outside. Everything is in him, but in the same time, nothing is in him. Yes, he's mystic, perfect mystic. So, in order to receive this spiritual vision, we have to undergo real practice. Yes, it's impossible to develop this vision without practice. It is explained in 12th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. Mayeva mana adatsva mayi buddhim nivishaya. Nivisishasi mayeva adurdvama samshaya. That one should always be immersed in thoughts of me and always dwell with his intelligence in me. And thus you will always live in me and come to me without doubt. But in the next verse he explains, Atachetam samadatum nashaknoshi maistiram abhyasa yoganatatum mamichaptum dhananjaya. But if you cannot be immersed in such a samadhi all the time, because this is samadhi to see the Lord all the time, you have to apply, or how to say, engage in practice, in sadhana bhakti. Yes, this sadhana means practice, and because all our habits are directed to the external world, this practice should be severe. Tivrena bhakti yogena yajita purusham param. Tivra bhakti. Tivra means intense devotional service. Without intense devotional service, it's not possible to develop spiritual vision. Not possible. Because from time immemorial, we are engrossed in material consciousness. And if we accept spiritual life as one of our activities in life, it will not be possible for us. It will be just one of the activities. We will adjust it to our needs. Because we are living entities of pleasure, of happiness by our nature, as we explained in the beginning, that we want bliss. Then we'll try to find bliss in many different things if our bhakti is not tivra, intense. Then we'll still try to suck bliss from other things in our life. Yes. Only when our devotional service is intense, then we can focus only on this source of happiness. Yes. It's because we are materially engrossed. We should know this from time immemorial. It's not easy to give up this material consciousness, this bodily consciousness. I'm a man, I'm a woman, I'm a child, I'm a grandparent, or anything like this. I'm a doctor, I'm a street sweeper, I'm a pujari, I'm a cook, I'm this, I'm that. All this is illusion, of course. We are put in certain social role. We shouldn't understand wrongly that this my position. Then, if I don't identify with it, that it's not important. It is important. Why it's important? Because Krishna put us in certain position. Yes, nothing moves without Krishna's desire. Not even a blade of grass. So everyone is put in certain body. Everyone is put in certain social role, as a father or a mother or a daughter or a son or a brother, or a student or a professor, whatever is there. So if we understand the dynamics of this world as taught by our acharyas, then we can serve perfectly according to our social position to Krishna. Atah pumbirtijashashtas varnashrama vibhavasha sanushtitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshana. Our social position is meant just for the Lord's satisfaction. And this is the only purpose of our social role. If this is not our idea about our position, then everything is useless. Even spiritual life, if we don't take seriously the environment in which I live, if I don't properly serve according to this position, our spiritual life is just will of the wisp, actually. Yes, because then we maintain this idea, I'm independent, I can do whatever I want. I don't need to be responsible. I do something as long as I like it, and when I don't like it anymore, I give it up. And I do something else as long as it gives some pleasure to me, or I least hope to get some pleasure from it, or to avoid inconveniences in my certain role now. So everything stems from this desire to enjoy. But Krishna consciousness is not something that we want to enjoy, but this is the secret of love, and love is actually the only enjoyment. By the way, there is no joy without love. We can imagine, we can have everything we just want. We can snap our fingers and everything comes. And we can enjoy different pleasures or whatever we want. But if there would be no one that would love us in this world, and we wouldn't love anyone, it would be better to kill ourselves. At least people feel like this. And many, for example, very wealthy people, they kill themselves because they don't love anyone. They don't trust anyone because they're wealthy, and these so-called friends, are they really friends, or they just want my money? Or they don't even trust their own family members, not their wives or children. So it's miserable life, extremely miserable life. So actually love is the only source of happiness. And love is expressed only through service, and no other expression is possible as service. Of course, love in material world is selfish. It's not love, and therefore Prabhupada states it's lust. It's not love. Lust because we want pleasure for ourselves, and therefore because we want pleasure for ourselves, there is conflict all the time. Conflict between husband and wife, children and parents. On all level of existence, there is conflict. Yes, because we want selfish pleasure. And so all the relationships in this world is just some kind of mutual exploitation. It's a business deal. I allow you to exploit me to a certain level, as long as I can exploit you to a certain level. And as in every business deal, we expect that we invest little less than we get. Otherwise, what kind of business deal it would be? It would be invest more than we get. We will be losers. So, because every conditioned entity has this consciousness, everyone suffers. Yes, everyone suffers all the time, actually. So, we have to come to this platform of love, of service. But this is the completely opposite type of thinking that we have in material world. Yes, it's completely against our conceptions that we are carrying from time immemorial in our heart. So we have to practice, and we have to follow some rules of the saints set for our purification of consciousness. And these different spiritual communities, like this one, for example, are very conducive for spiritual development, because we have to give up our false ego. We have to be humble if we want the community to function. Any community, even family life, we have to follow the etiquette to for the community to function. Otherwise, it's not possible in the community to function, because everyone has to perform some social role. So, if this social role is not possible to perform because there is no following of etiquette, the community is not able to sustain. Yes, will fall apart. Therefore, the Lord is also very pleased by following Vaishnava etiquette. Yes, it is explained that Vaishnava etiquette is like an ornament for the pleasure of the Lord. Yes, so it's very important to ornament ourselves with Vaishnava etiquette. Yes, and this demands great humility. Therefore, Lord Chaitanya explained, Trinata Pisanichana, Turori Vasahishana, Amanina Manadina Kirtanya Aksadahari. Yes, no one can approach the Lord if he is not humble. Yes. What does it mean to not be humble? Why is one not humble? It's actually craziness not to be humble. This is a sign that we don't understand anything about spiritual life if we are not humble. Because not being humble means I want this body, subtle and gross body, to dominate over other bodies, subtle and gross bodies. And if we don't receive this, if others don't agree with our imagined position, we fight for it. Yes. Or if someone offends this body, we try to protect it and defend it. Yes. But actually this defending and protecting is only protecting, we try to protect this whirlwind of dust and nothing else. What is there to protect? We don't protect our soul. No one can affect our soul. Yes. So if we fight for our right, as we can say, it's not understanding that we are not this body. Yes. Then we remain on the material platform of thinking. And this Krishna consciousness becomes just an ornament. Yes, on the dead body. So therefore, Lord Chaitanya explains that this is the first prerequisite that we can connect with the Lord seriously, to be very humble and tolerant. And tolerant, yes, like a tree, tolerant. And it's explained that the tree never protests. Someone comes to cut it down and it doesn't protest. It stands in the scorching heat of the sun and doesn't ask for water, and gives shade to everyone and gives its fruits to everyone. So tree is an example of extremely tolerant entity and generous. Yes. Gives its fruits, gives its wood, and never protests. So we should try to follow the example of trees. This is also a recommendation of Lord Krishna in the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Itavat janma safalyam dehinamiha dehishu. Janma, or what is pranar artarti avacha shreya acharanam sada. Lord Krishna explains to his friends, and he's glorifying these trees, how they give everything to someone who comes and asks them. And then he explains that everyone should live for the benefit of others. Yes, pranar artha tyavacha. With our life, with our wealth, with our intelligence, and our words. We should just live for the benefit of others. Yes, interesting, isn't it? And this is the purpose of life, he says. Itavat janma safalyam dehinamiha dehishu, in our embodied position. Pranar artha dyavacha shreya acharanam sada. Yes, and always, he says, sada. We should always act for the benefit of others. And then the next pastime, just a few moments more, it is explained how Lord Krishna sent his friends to these yogic brahmanas to get some food. And they were completely ignored, these cowherd boyfriends of Krishna, by these brahmanas. And so our acharyas explain that even trees are better than brahmanas who don't live for the benefit of others. Yes. So one can be very elevated person in this world, recognized by everyone as something special. But Lord Krishna doesn't think like this. If one doesn't live for the benefit of others, he's less than a tree. Not less than a Shudra or outcast or dog eater, but less than a tree. So our focus in life should be service. Therefore, it's so important to follow the etiquette. Yes. Kadambakarana Maharaj once mentioned that brahmachari life means yes, sir. That brahmachari is yes, man. Yes, he's completely humble. Brahmachari Gurukule Vasantanta Gurorhitam Acharan Dasavan Nicho Guru Sudrita Sohritam. It is explained in 7th canto Srimad Bhagavatam that Brahmachari lives just for the benefit of his Guru in Gurukul. He is the one who goes out to collect food by begging. This is also very humiliating that you have to beg. And then, although he is the one who brought food to the house, if he's not called by the Guru to eat, he has to fast. Yes. Yes. This is the position of brahmachari. But he doesn't perform his service grudgingly, but with great affection for his Guru. This is also very important, to have affection for our maintainer, our spiritual maintainer. Yes, course, if we live in a certain environment that is not conducive for our spiritual life, then we should give up such environment. It is even advised also in 7th canto that wife should always serve her husband with nice words and happy face and so on. But if her husband is sinful, uh, she should give him up. Otherwise, he'll be the cause of her fall down also. Yes. But if husband is not sinful, she shouldn't give him up, even if he's old, bad-tempered, and so on. But if he's not sinful, she should serve him very nicely. And she'll, it's explained in 7th canto that then she's like Lakshmi Devi, and she will live in Vaikuntha, like Lakshmi Devi. Yes, because actually this is service. As if this is consciousness, if a wife has this consciousness, yes, I'm serving Krishna by serving my husband. And if the husband has this consciousness, I'm serving Krishna's particles when I serve these other family members. I'm put in this role just to serve Krishna, just to help others to advance in Krishna consciousness. If I don't have this vision, my life is a waste. So, in every position, it's like this. Here it is explained in this verse. Now we can see the Lord with his eyes, material eyes. So, अतः श्री कृष्ण नमादि न भवेत् ग्रहम् इंद्रिय सेवन मुख ही जीवतो स्वयं एव स्फुरत्यतः. This is the secret of spiritual life. The Lord cannot be grasped by our material senses because He is the living force. He's spiritual, but matter is dead, cannot perceive anything spiritually. So, sevan mukha hi jivado swayam eva spuratada. If we engage our senses, beginning with the tongue, in the service of Krishna, then swayam eva, by his own will only, eva means only, certainly, swayam, by his own, swayam eva spuratyada, he will appear by his own will in our heart. That means that by no action, by no practice, we can force the Lord to reveal himself. No, swayam eva spuratyada. We are completely dependent on his mercy. But at the same time, we should endeavor as everything is dependent on our endeavor. It's like this Lila from 10th canto of Mother Yashoda trying to bind Krishna. Yes. She couldn't bind Krishna, although she endeavored so much, because Krishna didn't want to be bound. Only when Krishna took mercy on her and he allowed to be bound, she succeeded to bind him. Yes, this is the secret of spiritual life. So we should endeavor with all our heart to please Krishna, to please the devotees. Aham bhakta paradno hyasvatantra yadvuja sadhguru grasta hridayo bhaktar bhaktar janapriya. It is explained in 9th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam how I'm not independent, says the Lord. I'm dependent on my devotees. Although the first verse of Bhagavatam explains how he's completely independent. But then he denies this. I'm not independent. I'm depending on my devotees. Because Krishna is never alone. Can you see Krishna alone? No. Even in this picture, this peacock is at least with him. He's not alone. Yes. And in the altar we can see he's always in the company either of Shrimat, he's always in the company of Srimati Radharani. And also his cowherd boyfriends. And his parents also. Yes. One may think in conditioned state of consciousness that even if I go to the spiritual world, there are so many living entities there. I'll be just one speck. Krishna will not even notice me. How can he notice me if there are trillions and trillions unlimited living entities there? Yes, but it's explained that Krishna has unlimited um, mystic potencies. So we can have this perception that Krishna is dancing only with me. Krishna is looking only at me. He's attracted only to me. Yes. When he eats with his friends, although there are innumerable friends, uh, everyone thinks, and they sit all around Krishna. They think Krishna is looking only at me. He's speaking only to me. And it is explained in Bhagavatam by our acharyas that in the rasa dance it was, I don't know, 9 billion gopis or something like this. This is a great number. And every one of them thought that Krishna is dancing only with me. Yes. And although Krishna expanded in different forms, and he was dancing with all the gopis simultaneously, they saw Krishna all around, but they thought that Krishna is just expert dancer. He can dance all around me. Hare Krishna. Yes. So that should be our aspiration, our hope against hope. Because as long as we have material consciousness, there is no hope. And we can see what kind of consciousness we have when we chant the holy name. If our thoughts are going to something else than Krishna, we are attached to this. Yes, why would our thoughts go to something if we are not attached to it? Maybe in positive way or negative way. We can be attached in both ways. So maybe we feel offended by someone and we think of this situation, how we were offended. Because we are attached to our position, to our name and fame, to our, yes, that others should recognize me. And therefore it hurts because I'm attached to this body, attached to this position. So yes, when we see that our thoughts are running somewhere else, we should know that we are far away from Krishna, that our heart is far away from Krishna. So then there is only hope against hope and Tivra Bhakti and nothing else. Yes, intense devotional service and hope and trying to please Krishna's devotees. Hare Krishna. Is there any question or comment or doubt? have a question. Yes.
When you mention about intense devotional service, this means like doing service in the mode of goodness, something like that?
This is perform service in the mode of devotee. Goodness is performing service because of duty, because it's proper to do it. But the devotional mode, is to do it for Krishna's pleasure. That we have this idea. I want to perform this service for Krishna's pleasure. That Krishna is satisfied, that his devotees are satisfied. And this gives pleasure to the heart very much. That we always think of Krishna by performing our service, whatever the service is. If you care for cows, or if I sweep the floor, or wash the pots, or cook, or I don't know, whatever, or caring for children, or going to the job, our thought should be, I'm just Krishna's servant and nothing else. I perform this particular work for Krishna's satisfaction. This should be our mood. Not goodness. Goodness will come automatically if we have this type of consciousness. Yes. Tadara chastamo bhavaha kama lobhadayascha chaitaritarnavitam stitam sattve prasidati. When we perform naishtiki bhakti, or very fixed devotional service, tada means at that time. Tadara chastamo bhavaha kama lobhadayascha. At that time we can give up rajas and tamas, passion and ignorance, and we can be situated in goodness. So one may think that we have to first come to the level of goodness to perform devotional service, but no. Bhagavata says in the beginning, in the second chapter, we should perform naishtiki bhakti, or fixed devotional service, and then we can purify our heart. Actually, Krishna himself will purify our heart. It's not in our power to purify our heart. Yes. It's beyond our power. So Krishna, when he sees that we endeavor to please him, that we endeavor to please his devotees, when he's satisfied with our endeavors, he cleanses personally. Yes. Shrimatam Swakata Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana Hridyantak Stohya Padra Nividinotu Suharitsatam. It is explained in the second chapter of first canto. And the Lord who resides in our heart, by our devotional service, he himself purifies our heart. Yes. So try to be a devotee, Krishna's servant of his servants. Yes. Dasa dasa no dasa. As Lord Chaitanya says, to be the servant of the servant of the servant. This is the secret of success. Yes. Our material consciousness is not pleased to be the servant of the servant of the servant. We want to be the master of the master of the master. Yes. Everyone bows down and says yes sir to us. Not that we say yes sir to others. We want to hear yes sir to us. Hare Krishna. Is this okay?
Yes.
Hare
I have a
Krishna.
question.
Yes.
Thank you so much for the nice class. You always keep me awake with the slokas. You're saying from the seventh canto that a devotee lady can give up. A lady can give up the husband if the husband is sinful.
Yes.
I see a lot of contradiction with the devotee girls who are devotees. The husband is not a devotee, but
somehow the Mataji is just like pulling along the family life with them. Divorce is not an option. So, what would be the devotee's stance on that one?
Yes, this can be a controversial statement. But this is an injunction of our acharyas, and exact, Narada Muni himself says when teaching Maharaj Yudhishthir. Of course, if the lady, if the wife is not saintly herself, then it's not wise to give up her husband, because remarriage is out of question in spiritual life. We can see, of course, that there are many remarriages, but this is against spiritual principles. Yes. As Lord Jesus said, that if one marries the divorced person, he adulterates. This is adulteration. Very strong words, but Lord Jesus Christ is also, according to Srila Prabhupada, one of our gurus. So, from many different angles of vision, we can see that sinful life is not supported by any authority. And if the wife wants to become pure devotee, actually this should be our focus, to become pure devotee. Many times we forget to become pure devotee, this goal. And many times I could hear that our goal is to become Madhyama Bhakta. But our goal is not to become Madhyama Bhakta. Our goal is to become Uttama. Why should be our goal Madhyama? Yes, we should become completely pure devotee. This should be our goal. Of course, we can be very low in our consciousness, in Kanishta platform, but our goal should be the highest, and we should go in that direction. Therefore, if a wife wants to be pure devotee, and if the husband is sinful, then it's better to give him up. But of course, then only Krishna is my husband. No other man is allowed to approach me. I have to have this consciousness. If I'm not able to have this consciousness, it's better to remain married. Yes. And also Prabhupada states, if the family life is not conducive for Krishna consciousness, one should give it up and become sannyasi. Yes. This is the principle. This material life is just dust, as we explained. So if this dust is impeding our relationship with Krishna, we should give it up. But of course, as I said, everyone is put in certain social role by Krishna himself. So we should try by all our means and by all our intelligence and everything to serve according to our social role. And only if really is completely against our Krishna consciousness, we should give it up, but in the very humble way, not that I'm the master of this world and that everyone should please my senses. So If I give up one husband, then I will find another one to please my senses. This is sinful mentality also. So better to remain with sinful man than to and try to rectify him by our humble service, than to adopt sinful mentality myself and find another man under the excuse that this one is not sinful. Hare Krishna. Is this okay? Anything else? Okay.
Sending me the shloka from the seventh canto.
Of
Like the wife can give up the simple.
yeah, I didn't quote this shloka.
You said it from seventh canto.
Yes, it is from seventh canto. I believe it's 11th chapter of seventh canto. I can try to find it here. I don't know it by heart, unfortunately. Here, the duties of the wife from 7:11:25. And then later on, maybe it's in the 12th chapter. Uh-huh. In 11:28, 7:11:28, at the end, thus a chaste woman should engage with affection in the service of a husband who is not fallen. And then Acharyas explained that a fallen husband should be given up. Yes, otherwise he'll be the cause of her fall down also. Sorry? And the children?
And the children. Children.
Yes, of course, everyone is affected by sinful person. If children are sinful, also parents are affected. And if parents are sinful, the children, of course, are even more affected usually, especially if they're young. So our responsibility is to be saintly. Gurur na sasyat svajano na sasyat, pita na sasyat nil na sasyat. Devam na tasyan na paticha sasyan na mochayasya sumapiti mityam. This is explained in 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam by Lord Rishabhadev. No one should become a guru or a father or a mother or a husband or even a relative or a worshipable deity if he is not able to deliver those who are dependent on you from this world. So yes, we should be saintly. We should at least strive for this, to be saintly. Yes. To adopt saintly behavior and saintly mentality. Yes, both. We are called to be saintly. Yes, called by Krishna, called by Prabhupada, called by our Guru. Be saintly, not be conditioned soul, but be a saint. Yes. Maybe it sounds something impossible, but We should strive for it. We should be saintly. Hare Krishna. So, thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Pramanande. Hare Krishna. Please accept my humble